All right, so today I'm going to talk about the two-camera edit and the benefit of using two cameras to shoot your videos. Obviously, if you're shooting DSLR, it's hard to have a second camera because they're pricey. If you're on the cheaper end, just try and buy another one that's as similar as you can be if you want the quality to match. But for those DSLR shooters out there, you can actually kind of throw a little black and white on the second camera if it's a lower end camera, and it kind of adds sort of that behind the scenes interview look. So that's sort of a way to mask the difference in quality. The main benefit to shooting two cameras obviously is your editing workflow. It's going to save you time both on the amount of retakes that you have to do if you're trying to get that no edit magical take, which is so hard to do, or if you just want to get away from the jump cut editing where you're editing but obviously your body kind of moves around because it's edits on a single camera. So what I'm going to do is show you sort of a little example of how that helps you in the editing process, but it also helps you with the ability to reorganize your story or what it is that you say. So what I'm going to show you is a really quick example of how you can take a static story and move the pieces around to tell a new story. So I was down at the beach the other day and I had my favorite candy, which are M&Ms. A buddy of mine came up to me and said he saw a girl that we knew in high school. Then I see her and she comes running up to me with this big smile. As soon as she gets to me, she sees the M&Ms and she smacks them out of my hand. As soon as she gets to me, she gives me this big kiss. So I gave her my M&Ms. So I made her buy me more M&Ms. So there you go. You just saw a completely rough cut of a couple examples of different parts of a story. And so now I'm going to go and edit them together in a few different ways to show you how I can still tell that story from those pieces, and it looks natural because of the editing between the two cameras. So I was down at the beach the other day. A buddy of mine came up to me and said he saw a girl that we knew in high school. Then I see her and she comes running up to me with this big smile. As soon as she gets to me, she gives me this big kiss. So I made her buy me more M&Ms. So I was down at the beach the other day. A buddy of mine came up to me and said he saw a girl that we knew in high school. And I had my favorite candy, which are M&Ms. Then I see her and she comes running up to me with this big smile. As soon as she gets to me, she sees the M&Ms and she smacks them out of my hand. So I made her buy me more M&Ms. So as you can see from that example, not just for telling a story, editing works when you're trying to do these vlogs because you can go through and get rid of those ums that you're afraid of or the mannerisms that maybe you do in between stuff that you say. You can chop around those, but you can also literally rearrange your flow of your content. That's kind of important because sometimes I say things sort of out of order when I'm talking and just kind of rambling on. But then I take those pieces and put them in a more consistent flow that works with the viewer's mind. So it really helps you in being able to root through your content. And even some of the videos, I'll do multiple takes. And then I'll watch the takes and see specific parts on how I said something and be like, I want to use that chunk from my second take with the other chunks from my first take, and then this piece in my fourth take, that was really, really nice in the way that I said that. So it really helps you out in being able to deliver your content the way you truly want to your consumer. So go ahead, check this out, watch it a couple times in those little edits and see what you can spot as far as the flow, if there's anything that you even notice that makes you think it was edited. And tomorrow I'm going to try and do an actual editing workflow on my workstation and show you sort of some tips and tricks on getting rid of things like ums and ohs and that sort of thing.